Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jenny Ann Morales Siraga from BEd 1F. In today's video, I am going to discuss the historical landmarks and culture. Historical sites and landmarks recognized by the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, NHCP, as stated in Republic Act number 10086. The NHCP is responsible for the conservation and preservation of our country and historical legacies. The NHCP undertakes the commemoration of significant historical information dissemination activities also include the recognition of our historical landmarks, turning them into museums, parks, and making them open to visitors such as students to promote the historical awareness among the youth. Historical landmarks are shrines, other places that can be visited to broaden our knowledge of Philippine history and culture include the government and the private-run museums. The national museums composed of the National Museum of Fine Arts, the National Museum of Anthropology, the National Museum of Natural History, and lastly, the National Planetarium. Private museums and institutions also have their share of contributing to the preservation of our heritage. Many of these places are limited to special collections, are themselves the significant part of our history, and the rules and regulations to preserve the historic buildings that are over 50 years. It was signed into the law on March 25, 2009. This eventually led to the passage of the National Cultural Heritage Act, Republic Act number 10066, which created the Philippine Registry of Cultural Property, and the rules and regulations was the Intramuros District, which was the former district walled city of Manila. This was followed by the Bigan City in Ilocos Sur and later by the Silay City in Negros Occidental. Earlier attempts to preserve the artifacts of history and culture. The first district that was declared the National Historical Site, this area followed heritage laws formulated to preserve the historic buildings, open spaces, and the local traditions while at the same time blending with the modern surroundings. Historic buildings that date back to the Spanish and American colonial period that survived the Second World War have also been preserved by either the government or the private institution. All of these are the buildings of the campuses of the University of the Philippines de Manila, the University of Santo Tomas, the Philippine General Hospital, the capital buildings of the different provinces such as in Leyte and in Pangasinan, as well as the private houses and buildings like the Gota de Leche building in Sampaloc, Manila. Spanish colonial churches that can be found in towns and cities all over the country are also included in this category. Monuments that date back to the colonial eras are also being preserved. Many of these monuments are found in plaza and parks in different towns and cities in Manila and the urban area of our past of the provinces. These monuments are important not only because they commemorate places, people, historic events, but also because they are markers of our culture. However, culture is as much about our present and future as it is about the past. Preserving our culture is in fact even more important than it has ever been. Our culture and cultural heritage affirm who we are as a people. They give us our identity. Cultural heritage can be both tangible and intangible. Tangible cultural heritage includes buildings, locations, shrines, or items that have historical. Intangible cultural heritage includes traits, values, beliefs. If we lose parts of our cultural heritage, we also lose the emotions, feelings that make us Filipino. And we should defend and preserve them with all our rights. And this is the end of my discussion. am Jenny Ann Morales Seraga from BEd 1